Listen, pain is not your identity. What broke you, betrayed you, or crushed you, that's just a moment. It's not you. I've seen too many people wear their scars like permanent name tags. They live in the shadow of something that happened years ago. And every single day, they let it define them. That's not living, that's surrender. Here's the truth. You're not what hurt you. You're what you choose to become afterward. That's where your real story starts. When life hits you, it doesn't ask for your permission. It doesn't care about your schedule. Pain is going to show up uninvited. But here's the thing, pain is just raw material. It's clay in your hands. You can use it to build something stronger, sharper, and more dangerous than you were before. Or you can let it rot in the corner. That's your choice. You either let the hit define you or refine you. Every setback you've had, every betrayal, every loss can be the training ground for the kind of person who can't be broken the same way twice. That's where resilience comes from. That's where power is born. So stop replaying the moment you got hurt and start rewriting the story with what you've done since. You're not the wound, you're the weapon it forged. And when you understand that, you stop living like a victim. And you start living like the main character in the comeback story no one saw coming. Your pain doesn't get the last word, you do. Pain is an event, not an identity. It's what happens to you, not who you are. Pain shows up in everyone's life. Sometimes it comes like a slow burn, creeping into your days until you can barely remember a time without it. Other times, it hits like a freight train out of nowhere, shattering your plans, your peace, and maybe even your sense of self. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Pain is a moment, not a label. It's not a tattoo burned into your skin that you have to carry for the rest of your life. It's an experience. It's a season. It's a test, and like every test, it's meant to reveal something about you, not define you. Too many people let the moment they were hurt become the main chapter in their story. They replay it over and over until it's not just something that happened, it becomes who they think they are. That's the trap. That's how you get stuck. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to do afterward. That's the part nobody talks about enough. The real definition of who you are isn't built in the moment of impact. It's built in the moments after, the moments when no one's watching, the moments when you're left alone with the wreckage and the choice to either stay down or rebuild. Every time you get hit in life, you have a choice. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. Pain is nothing but raw material. It's like a pile of bricks. You can sit on it and cry about the weight of it, or you can pick it up and build something with it. The bricks aren't good or bad, they're just there. What matters is what you do with them. Your pain can make you bitter, or it can make you better. It can chain you to the past, or it can catapult you into a future that never would have existed without it. Every scar is proof you've survived something that could have taken you out. But survival isn't the end goal. Transformation is. Because surviving still means you're carrying the same you from before. Transformation means you become someone who couldn't be broken the same way twice. And that's the goal. That's where strength comes from. Strength isn't the absence of pain. It's the mastery of it. It's the ability to take what tried to destroy you and use it as fuel. It's waking up and saying, yeah, this happened, but it's not the end of my story. When you understand that, pain stops feeling like a curse. It becomes a tool, a weapon, something that sharpens you instead of dulls you. Most people waste their pain because they keep looking backward. They keep replaying the scene in their head. They live there. But the more you live in the past, the less power you have in the present. The wound stays open because you won't stop poking it. You're not giving it the chance to heal. You're not letting it become a scar. And a scar is powerful because it means the wound is closed. It means you've moved forward. It means you've turned pain into proof. Proof that you've been through hell and you're still standing. But standing isn't enough. You've got to keep moving, keep building, keep becoming, because every single day you choose what story you're telling with your life. You can tell the story of how you were hurt, or you can tell the story of what you became after. That's your choice. That's your power. Nobody can take that from you unless you hand it over. You have to stop letting pain be the loudest voice in your life. Stop letting it dictate your choices. Stop letting it decide how much you're worth. Pain is not a ruler. It's a teacher. And the lesson it teaches is simple. You are capable of more than you think. You can survive more than you imagine. You can grow through things that feel impossible in the moment, but only if you refuse to let pain be your identity, only if you decide that it's just one chapter, not the whole book. You are not the moment you were hurt. You are the person you became because of it. You are the one who took the bricks and built something new. You are the one who took the ashes and made something beautiful. You are the one who looked pain in the face and said, "You're not in charge here." Because pain doesn't get to define you, you do. Life hits without warning. It doesn't knock on your door. It doesn't send a polite message asking if now is a good time. It comes crashing in uninvited, like a storm that doesn't care what you were planning. One moment, you're standing steady, and the next, the ground is ripped out from under you. And in that moment, everything changes, your plans, your comfort, your sense of control. It doesn't matter if it's a loss, a betrayal, a failure, or something that just blindsides you out of nowhere. The hit lands all the same. And when it does, you have one choice to make: stay down or rise stronger. It's that simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. When life knocks you down, the floor feels like the safest place to be. You're hurt, you're tired, you feel like you've got nothing left to give. Your mind starts whispering, "Just stay here, don't get back up. You've been hit too hard this time." And if you listen to that voice long enough, you start to believe it. That's how people stay down for years. Not because they're incapable of rising, but because they've convinced themselves they can't. You have to understand something: life will keep hitting. You can't predict when or how, but you can prepare for it. And that preparation doesn't happen in the easy days. It happens in the grind. It happens when you show up for yourself every single day, even when nothing's going wrong. So when something does, you're not starting from zero. Because when that hit comes, you don't have time to negotiate with yourself. You've got seconds to decide. Do I stay down and let this define me, or do I get up and make it fuel? Rising stronger means you refuse to let the hit be the end of your story. It means you get up, even if you're still bleeding, even if you're still scared, even if you don't have all the answers yet. It means you use the weight that was meant to crush you to build muscle instead. And here's the thing: every time you rise after a hit, you become harder to knock down the next time. Your skin gets thicker. Your resolve gets stronger. Your mind learns how to operate under pressure. The hit that would have destroyed you last year might barely scratch you today. That's the payoff of rising instead of staying down, because staying down feels safe. But it's an illusion. The longer you stay down, the heavier you get. Not just in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, your self-belief erodes, your fire burns out. You stop seeing possibilities and start seeing limits everywhere you look. But when you rise, even if it's shaky, even if it's slow, you keep your momentum alive. You remind yourself that you're still in the fight, and that matters more than anything. Because rising stronger isn't about pretending the hit didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let it own you. It's about taking control back, one step at a time. Sometimes that rise is quick and powerful. Other times it's messy and painful and takes longer than you want. But every second you spend moving forward is a second you're not surrendering. You can't control when life hits. You can only control what you do next. You can choose to see the hit as a wall or as a starting line. You can choose to see it as proof you're not good enough or as proof you've got something worth fighting for. And here's the truth: the people you admire most, the ones you think have it all together, they've been hit too. The difference is they didn't stay down, they rose, they kept going. They built strength in the moments when most people quit. And that's exactly what you can do, because every hit life throws at you is an invitation to become someone stronger than you were before. It's a chance to find out what you're really made of, to prove to yourself, not to anyone else, but to yourself, that you're not fragile, that you can take the hit, spit out the blood, and keep moving. And the more you do that, the more unshakable you become. The world stops feeling like something that happens to you and starts feeling like something you can navigate no matter what it throws your way. But it all comes down to that choice: stay down or rise stronger. No one can make that decision for you. No one can carry you to your feet. They can cheer you on, they can believe in you, but at the end of the day, you have to plant your own hands on the ground and push yourself back up. You have to look at the hit and say, that's all you've got. Because when you start seeing every blow as a test you're going to pass, the fear disappears. You stop dreading the next hit, because you know it's just another opportunity to rise even higher. Life will keep coming, the storms won't stop, the hits will land, but if you keep rising, no matter how many times you fall, nothing can keep you down for long. Pain is raw material. It's the uncut stone, the rough metal, the pile of bricks life dumps at your feet when you least expect it. It's not pretty, it's not comfortable, and when it first shows up, it doesn't look like something you'd ever want to work with. But that's exactly what it is: material. Material that you can either waste or turn into something extraordinary. You see, pain by itself doesn't make you stronger. It's what you do with it that changes you. Some people take their pain and bury it. They hide it, ignore it, pretend it's not there. But buried pain doesn't disappear. It rots, it festers, it poisons everything around it until it breaks you from the inside out. Other people take their pain and use it as an excuse. They let it justify their bad habits, their anger, their lack of effort. They wear it like armor, thinking it protects them, when in reality it's just weighing them down. But there's another way. You can take pain and put it to work. You can use it like fuel. You can let it become the fire that drives you to push harder, think smarter, and never quit. Because pain, when you work with it instead of against it, becomes the ultimate building block. It teaches you what comfort never could. It shows you where your limits really are, and then it dares you to go beyond them. Pain is the forge. You step into it one person and you come out someone completely different, sharper, stronger, more resilient. Pain will strip away your illusions. It will take the parts of you that are weak, fragile, and untested, and put them under pressure until they either break or become unbreakable. That's why you can't run from it. You can't avoid it, because pain has lessons that success will never teach you. It's in the moments when you're hurting, when you're pushed to the edge, that you discover how much fight you actually have left in you. And every time you choose to stand back up, every time you choose to face it instead of hide from it, you're laying another brick in the foundation of who you're becoming. That's where resilience is built, in the process of turning something ugly into something unshakable. Think about the strongest people you know, not the ones who have had the easiest lives, but the ones who've been through hell and still stand tall. What do they have in common? They didn't waste their pain. They didn't let it destroy them. They worked with it. They took that raw material and shaped it into discipline, into courage, into grit. And you can do the same. When you stop seeing pain as the enemy and start seeing it as a resource, everything changes. Suddenly, it's not just something to survive, it's something to use. It's the fuel you burn to keep moving when everyone else quits. It's the reminder of why you're fighting in the first place. It's proof that you can endure more than you thought you could. Pain is the gym your mind trains in. It's the resistance you push against to build mental strength. It's the teacher that doesn't sugarcoat anything, but gives you the tools to handle life at its worst. And the beauty of working with pain is that it compounds. Every time you use it instead of wasting it, you grow. Every time you grow, you gain confidence, and every bit of confidence makes the next hit easier to take. That's how you become unshakable, not by avoiding pain, but by mastering it. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's exhausting, but comfort doesn't build warriors. Pressure does. Struggle does. The process of taking raw pain and shaping it into strength is what turns ordinary people into unstoppable ones. It's what takes someone who used to break at the first sign of trouble and turns them into someone who thrives under pressure. So when pain shows up, and it will, don't waste it. Pick it up, put it on the workbench, break it apart and see what it's made of. Find the lessons in it. Find the opportunities in it. Find the pieces you can use to build yourself into something better than you were before. Pain is not just something to get through. It's something to transform. It's a resource most people throw away because they can't see past the discomfort. But the ones who know how to use it, they're the ones who grow faster. They're the ones who get stronger. They're the ones who walk into the next storm without fear, because they know they've built themselves out of storms before. That's the power of pain when you treat it like raw material. It's not the thing that holds you back, it's the thing that pushes you forward. It's not the chain on your ankle, it's the hammer in your hand. You decide what you build with it. You're not the wound. You're the weapon it forged. When something breaks you, it doesn't have to leave you weak. It can leave you sharper. It can leave you stronger. It can turn you into something that can't be broken the same way again. The wound is the impact. It's the cut, the burn, the fracture that changes you forever. At first, it feels like loss. It feels like damage. It feels like something that took from you your peace, your trust, your sense of safety. But if you let it, that same wound can become the fire that shapes you. It can be the moment where you stopped being fragile and started being dangerous in the best possible way. Because wounds heal. They close. They become scars, and scars are not weakness. They are proof that you've been tested, and you came out the other side. Every scar you carry is a piece of armor. It's a reminder that you've already survived worse than what's in front of you now. The wound was the moment of pain, but the weapon is what you became because of it. The weapon is the discipline you built when you had to rebuild from nothing. The weapon is the patience you learned when you couldn't rush the healing. The weapon is the wisdom you gained when you saw who stood by you and who walked away. That's the difference between someone who stays a victim and someone who becomes unstoppable. The victim keeps identifying with the wound. They talk about how they were cut. They talk about how deep it went. They live there. But the one who becomes the weapon, they don't just survive the wound, they use it. They take the pain and sharpen themselves with it. They take the lessons and turn them into an edge no one can dull. They walk into the next challenge already armed, already prepared, because they know they've been here before and they know how to fight. The wound tried to break you. The weapon refuses to be broken. And here's the thing, the weapon you become isn't just for defense. It's for cutting through fear. It's for slicing away excuses. It's for breaking through the walls life throws in your way. You become more focused, more intentional, more aware of what matters and what doesn't. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve you. You stop letting little problems derail you, because once you've healed from a wound that should have ended you, everything else feels smaller. The weapon you've become is not reckless. It's precise. It's aimed. It's built to protect your purpose and move you forward. And the power of it comes from the fact that it was forged in real fire, not theory, not comfort, not easy days. You earned every inch of that blade. You earned it in sleepless nights, in tears no one saw, in moments you thought you couldn't keep going but did anyway. And now, when life tries to come at you again, it's not facing the same version of you it hurt before. It's facing the weapon. It's facing the version of you that has been hardened, sharpened, and strengthened by every blow that didn't take you out. The wound was temporary. The weapon is permanent. You carry it everywhere you go. It's in the way you handle stress. It's in the way you don't crumble when things go wrong. It's in the way you look at challenges as opportunities instead of threats. That's the gift of the wound when you choose to forge it into something useful. You stop being fragile. You stop being afraid of the next hit. You start walking with the confidence of someone who knows they've been tested and passed, not because it was easy, not because you didn't fall, but because you refused to stay down. The wound didn't win. It transformed you, and now you don't walk into the world with open wounds for life to poke at. You walk in with scars that have turned to steel. You walk in ready. You walk in knowing that you can take the hit and keep moving, because you've done it before, because you are not the cut. You are not the moment you broke. You are not the weakness that bled out on the floor. You are the weapon. You are the sharpened edge. You are the result of every single time you refused to quit, and no one can take that from you. The story is yours to write. Your comeback is what defines you, not your setback. Every single person has chapters they wish they could erase, moments they wish never happened, times they fell harder than they thought possible, and maybe right now that's where you are. Maybe you're standing in the middle of the wreckage, wondering how everything fell apart so fast. Maybe you feel like your entire story is already written, and it's not a good one. But here's the truth: the setback is not the ending. It's not the last page. It's not the defining moment of your life unless you let it be. You are holding the pen. You decide where the story goes from here. Setbacks are part of every great story. They're the plot twists no one saw coming. They're the moments that make you question whether the hero will ever rise again. But that's exactly what makes the comeback so powerful. Without the fall, the rise doesn't inspire anyone. Without the struggle, the victory doesn't mean as much. You might not have chosen the setback. You might not have seen it coming, but you get to choose the comeback. You get to decide how the next chapters are written. And here's the thing: nobody remembers the hero for how they fell. They remember them for how they got back up. They remember the fight, the persistence, the refusal to stay down when everything said they should. Your comeback is where you show the world and yourself what you're made of. It's where you take the pain, the loss, the mistakes, and you turn them into fuel. It's where you rewrite the narrative that says you were finished, and instead write one that says you were just getting started. The beauty of being the author of your own story is that you don't have to erase the setbacks. You can use them. You can weave them into the plot in a way that makes the ending even stronger. You can take the darkest chapter and make it the setup for the most powerful one. Because the comeback doesn't erase the fall, it transforms it. It turns it into the reason you had to rise higher. It makes the victory sweeter because you know exactly what it took to get there, and no one else can write that for you. People can give advice. They can cheer you on. They can even try to predict how your story will go, but only you can put the words on the page. Only you can decide whether this is where the story ends, or where it begins again. Some people never pick up the pen again after a setback. They close the book, they stop writing, they let the pain freeze them in place. But others, they keep going. They write through the tears, they write through the fear. They write through the moments when it doesn't feel worth it. And when the final page turns, those are the stories that inspire. Those are the stories that make people believe in comebacks, because they show that it's not about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to let failure have the final word. It's about showing that you can be knocked down, counted out, and still rise again. Every time you get back up, you're proving that the setback was just a chapter, not the title of your book. And the comeback doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be flashy. Sometimes the most powerful comebacks are the quiet ones, the ones where you simply refuse to quit, the ones where you wake up every day and take one more step forward, even if no one is watching. Because the comeback isn't for them, it's for you. It's proof to yourself that you are more than the worst thing that's ever happened to you. It's proof that you can rebuild, reimagine, and reclaim your life. And when you look back years from now, it won't be the fall you remember most. It will be the climb. It will be the fight to rise again. It will be the moment you decided that the pen was still in your hand and the story wasn't over. So whatever the setback is, the loss, the failure, the betrayal, it's just a plot twist. It's not the ending. The ending is yours to create, and you can make it something worth reading. You can make it the kind of story that others point to when they need hope. You can make it a story that reminds people that nothing is final until you decide it is. Your comeback will define you far more than your setback ever could, because it's in the comeback that the world sees your strength. It's in the comeback that you see it yourself, and it all starts with you picking up the pen and writing the next line. So turn the page, write the next chapter with everything you've learned, everything you've survived, and everything you still dream about. Don't hold back. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This asterisk is asterisk the moment, because your story isn't over. It's just getting good. And when the world reads it, they won't say, "Here's where they fell." They'll say, "Here's where they rose and never looked back."